right. Okay, so welcome, Kevin. For the ones like watching this video, we are going to try to hack together Qwik plus Vue in an hour. So right now for me it's 3:50. So hopefully at 4:50 we have it done. So yeah, I think it's going to be fun. I think before getting started, I'm going to show. So we already have Qwik React, and if you go to the docs of Qwik, oops, what is going on here? Do I share my screen or not? Yes, I'm sorry. Wait, what is going on? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So we have this thing integrations. We have React already. So what allows you to do is something I'm going to show you here. I have a Qwik app running already. Basically allows you to use React components. So in this case, it's a material UI library inside a Qwik application. So the goal today is to have the same, but using a Vue component inside a Qwik. And the restriction is that if you don't interact with any of this component, any of this Vue component, we should not download any Vue or any runtime. That's the goal of this. It's similar to the partial hydration that Astro does, right? So you can have interactivity with other components. So let's see. So let's open some docs. I think the first thing we need to do is how it works. So for how it works, I think next thing is like, when we get more idea how this thing works, we can hit the Vue plus Qwik working in the same project, in the same Vite project. That will be like a requirement. And then we also hack it and then profit. That's basically the 4 steps of the plan today. I think you can see in you can, I think with, like, we are using live sharing here. You can follow, I think you can, if you click on me on participants, I think you can follow me wherever I go. So you are always in the same file. I think that's.
Yeah, I'm already following you right now. Yeah.
So the fundamental here, I'm going to see what Qwik React does, is that we have a Quickify component that will work like Quickify, and then we will have like React component in a side, and here we will get a Qwik component, right? So the goal will be to have the same, but having a Vue component here. That's the general idea, right? So Quickify for React, this is the implementation we have. It does a lot of things right now because it's already a kind of production ready. But the most important thing is that when it's server, we need to deep down, we need to call the, let's see, the server, the render to a string. Let me see, wait. Yes, render to a string. Where is this function coming? Here, we need to call the render to a string of React, right? And we put that in the HTML, and that's it. But inside the Qwik, so in the Qwik component itself is the one going to do the render to string. So I think the first thing we need to do is, again, get the 2 projects, Vue and Qwik, in the same repository, in the same project, and then try to use the render to string API of Vue inside a Qwik component. And that will be kind of the first step. So let's see. So let's try to. So I think what will be easier right now is to just copy Qwik React, what we have here, and I'm going to move it to Qwik Vue, which is a project we already have created. This is an empty app. I'm just going to put here in source React. I'm going to rename it to Vue. And I think we are just going to simplify this a bit because this imports React and a lot of things. We don't need this. Just remove stuff so we can I'm pretty much going to remove everything. And the Qwikify theme, fundamentally what we need is going to remove all this. So basically render view in SSR, and yeah, I think here we don't need much. I'm just going to put an empty div. Okay, let's just clean up this a bit. Okay, all this mess. Okay, so not needed. What is this? Not needed. So I'm just going to remove all the references to React. Okay, I think this is pretty good. All right, and let's never use. Okay. Okay. So we have already, I think if we, let me see, stop this server, I have it. So I think we already have the server running for this app. We have this. So let's try to put in this page a view component. It will be the idea here. So I'm just going to clean it up. We have in the routes, let's remove this. In the index route, let's remove everything just to simplify a bit. And welcome to Qwik view. So Kelvin, can you try to find in the meantime the API that we need in view for, or which?
Yeah, found it already.
Okay, share the
So
link.
we need, so we need the server renderer. I think that exports the render to string that we'll be needing.
Okay, so maybe we can try to. So what do we need to install? We need to install view, right?
Yeah, just view. Yeah.
Okay, it's npm install view. That's it, or it's like view 3 or
Yeah.
something. Okay.
No, just view now. Yeah.
Okay, let's install that. Okay, so in theory, so maybe Kelvin, in here inside this is server, maybe we can start to maybe use that function. I don't know exactly which one it is.
Yeah. So basically, we would probably. So here I could do import render to string.
Mm-hmm.
What's that? From view server renderer, this bad guy.
Yeah, nice.
So then, yeah, what's supposed to happen is we could call render to string, and it expects an app.
It's
So it expects an app or a V node. So yeah, it expects like a view component, sort of.
okay.
Yeah.
So in theory, the
Mhm.
idea is that people will do something like Qwikify, and then it will pass the app. So this might be already like a lot of work, like a lot of, yes. So maybe what we can do is to have a small, so insert source. Let's make a new folder in source like view or something, and then we try to have a simple component there, like we are going to use as a testing suite. So maybe let's create one component in source somewhere.
Okay. Should I make a folder? Okay, you go ahead.
Just really, yes. Maybe, yes, don't follow me.
Okay. Yeah. So I should make a folder in source, then make
Yeah,
a view component inside it. Okay.
yes.
Let's call it view. Stop it. if I can type today. Okay, you've already made that. Okay, there's already a view component, a view folder. Should I make a components folder on the view?
Yeah, maybe yes. Yes, make another folder. Makes sense.
Yeah. Then probably just gonna call this with view.view. Would that make sense?
Yeah, I think so. I'm going to be
Mhm.
checking in the meantime. No, just view plugin.
Yeah.
In the meantime, what's the difference between the plugin view and the plugin view GSX? I see that in Vite,
Okay.
is
Yeah.
this difference or?
So the first party component syntax in Vue is the single file components. So that is the VJS plugin view. So it lets you use .view files. So, but if you more like a React setup and you want like JSS, you could use the plugin view JSS. So you use .jss files for your view components. So it
I think
depends,
I
whatever
think
works.
I
Okay.
think the single file components. No, it's more like the
Mm.
view. Wait, let's.
Yeah, that's yeah.
So I'm going to
Okay.
install it and let's see. So you have the component ready. Yeah, quick view. Yeah, maybe just home hello world. Okay,
Yeah,
so
I could let me do that in there.
I'm
Okay,
going
so here we could just do employee.
to install this because we are using Vite. It's going to be easy. I think it might be a challenge if there is some sort of conflict between the Qwik Vite and Vue Vite, but we'll see. So we add.
Okay. Yeah, we'll see that.
Okay, so in theory now, in Vite we have the Vue plugin. So in theory, if we try to load a .view file, theory, right? It should work. Let me see. Yeah, view. Okay. I think I need to install. Maybe I maybe should install some extension for Vue to see it auto-complete it, or yeah, let's see.
Okay, I think you might need you might probably need Vola. So the latest Vue supported one.
Okay, now it looks good at least.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
That's it. We don't need anything else. That's just a Vue component.
Yeah, that's basically like the bare minimum Vue
Okay,
component, and this
that's
works.
good.
Yeah.
And how do I import this one? So it's a default export of the file. Okay, so let's try that
Yes, it
out.
has a default export.
So in theory, and now if you follow me, so if we go to the, so we are in, wait, I'm going to close the thing. So in quick view, we have view here with a component and we have the routes. So in theory, we should be able to do something like import view component from, let's see, so this path is going to be view components and you call it quick
Yeah,
view
Vue.
dot.
Yeah, you should. Okay, that works.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
What did you say?
we cannot use it here, right? Because it's a view component. So that will not never work. But the idea is that we will do something like quick view, quickify of my view component. That will be the general idea. Like we will get
Yeah.
view component here, and then I will actually put it. That's the one is going to be here, the quick view, right? And hopefully, if we try to run this, so why is, by the way, why is this not working? Like it's not cannot find
Yeah.
module.
Let me see.
Maybe we need some TypeScript thing.
Trying to look at the error.
TypeScript view.
Oh, it's looking for React DOM server for some reason.
Where is it trying to find that? Where?
In the server.cxs. I think that's where we are at. Okay, so in server.cxs,
Server.
I don't know. Okay, probably that's another error
Yeah, I think it's a different one.
somewhere. Yeah,
I
we
think
have a bunch of
probably
errors.
probably it's a TypeScript thing that doesn't. Yeah, TS loader. I'm not sure. I think maybe not. It's not a big deal as long as I think, for example, what we can do in the meantime, because maybe a TypeScript only error. So maybe what we can do is in index, we can just do this magic comment, which is ts ignore, and then it will just shut up the error. I think we can do that in the meantime. Okay, so okay, let me see. So I'm going to close all the files I have open. No, Qwik. Okay, Qwikify. Okay, so here I'm going to call it view component. So this, notice that when you have Qwik, you use Qwikify dollar, right? But the implementation of this magic function is actually called Qwikify QRL. See that?
Yeah.
So the Qwikify dollar is actually automatically generated because the optimizer is going to transform this Qwikify dollar and the inline function to Qwikify QRL and something else. So you always write the implementation in the QRL version of it. The problem is that
Okay.
what you get as a first argument is not going to be the component itself, but you're going to get a QRL of the view component. So the only thing that means is that I need to do actually this view component, or yeah, view component is, why is it complaining about the types? Maybe you don't have it. Oops, let me see. I think there's some missing types here. Okay. Yeah, resolve, right? And this might return an await. I'm going to move this to a different
Yeah.
function here. So I'm going to call it render view component of QRL, and it's going to be a function that takes a view QRL, let's see, any, and hopefully will return some stuff. So async async. Okay, so here, this one, this view component here, this variable I have here, should be already a view component. So in theory, we could put it here, and that should
Okay.
be enough. And result, await. There's a string already. Okay, so in theory, we are good. Let's just do. So I'm going to, in view, in Qwik, we still have to put it inside some. Okay, we can inside some like container element. So let's just put it div. Let's make a div, and we are going to put dangerous set in dangerous set inner HTML of the result from view.
Oh, okay.
You're going to put it there
Okay.
and see if it works. So
Yeah, I get it.
okay,
Yeah, that makes sense.
so let's call this URL GSX. So one of the nice thing about Qwik is that notice that this is a promise. This thing I return here is a promise. in theory, I cannot use await inside the component. It's not possible, but I can actually render a fragment, and the GSX, even if it's a promise, I can have promises inside the GSX.
Okay.
So in theory, this maybe already works. Let's see.
Yeah.
npm start. Let's see if it works.
Mm,
Okay. SSR context key. Okay, so something is.
yeah,
What is this?
definitely. So let's
Provide.
see what happened. Entry to provide is not a function. Yeah, I don't think we've not passed anything to render to string, have we?
Maybe you think? Okay, let's put some console log here. Let's do. Actually, I'm going to use a debugger. The other day,
Yeah.
I'm going to show the audience how to use debugger.
Yeah.
So I'm going to run
Learn that.
SSR. Oops, npm run dev debug. So dev debug is going to start node, the SSR server in debugging mode. And debugging mode, the nice thing is that if I open the DevTools, we will see this new icon here, and that's the node. That's the node DevTools. So if I click here, it's going to be already stopped, and that's good because you want to start the program, but let it stop before you actually open the DevTools, configure everything, and now is when I can click continue, and in theory, it's going to stop in this debugger. So if I keep going and I refresh the page, right? Yeah. So we are here. So let's see, let's keep going. View component. Okay, so we have something here. We have the setup, see? This looks like view stuff, no? Setup and
Yeah,
SSR.
I'm not sure we could pass in the components like that as we're
Ah,
doing right now because we need to do, where's that file? So what you want is an SSR app, right? Not a normal client-side view on component, right?
correct. Yeah, we are going to the meeting
Okay.
in 10 minutes, unfortunately. But I will start again. Don't worry. Yeah. So what do you need to do? So what do we need to update in render to string then? Here in
Yeah,
this.
so we need this. I'm going to just give it to you. So where's that file we did? The file I called, let me see, what's it?
Where are you?
Yeah, okay, yeah, I found it.
Yeah.
So here we need if this,
Ah, okay.
yeah, we need that. So this, whatever this brings, is what we're supposed to pass to render
Okay,
to string.
let's do it then.
So
Let's
yeah,
cool,
yeah.
cool.
So let me just, so basically this is what we could do. So we have, let's just say, so ideally what we want is a component, right? And the data, but this is the form that it generally looks for.
Hmm.
So I need to figure out how to give it a .view component. I'm going through how we do it in another project, Inertia, but this is server side. No, sorry, client side done. So what I could do, server side. Yeah, so that's create SSR app is going to be what we pass into render to string. So it expects a view app already. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Let's
Yeah.
move
So
this.
for now, why don't we just pass in that template and see if it works? Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, we have something on screen.
So can you move it inside
Okay,
the,
yeah, sure. Again, so moving. So
the render
just
view URL? So in the function I have at the bottom, I think is the best place right now. This is where we call.
render view. Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. So
Yeah,
here is going to be app, and we just pass in app here.
there, and maybe
Yeah.
we can, yeah,
So I
this out.
could I
Yeah,
comment this one out?
yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to comment the debugger too. See. Okay,
Okay.
let's
So
try
let's
that out.
see if that works.
Start. So we should see. Oh, hello. All right. So it's something happening here. See
Yeah.
that? Okay,
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah. Yeah. So now the real work now is how to get the dot view components
Yeah,
to be pleasing to create a app to get both the data and the template. Yeah,
exactly.
so that's what we need to figure out. So that will be after the time elapsed.
Yeah, I think so. It's 7 minutes, but I think we can stop it and but look,
Okay.
it up. It says root component. Look at this.
Oh,
Look at this one. Did you
yeah,
see?
yeah,
Let's
yes.
try it out.
Can you set? Yeah, let's try that one out. So with that, we could just give it a component,
So I put it
which
here.
is the one. Yeah.
Let's see. Let's see if it works. So what we should see before. Okay, wait. What it needs to say? Because we have the component here. It needs to say "Hello World" from Qwik, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's what it's
view,
supposed to
from
say.
view. I think it's that will be kind of the thing, no? Hello World from
Oh,
Qwik.
yeah. Okay, all right, fine.
Let's see. Start. Okay.
It worked?
Yes, it worked. Hello World from view.
Oh my God.
That's it. Profit.
That's it?
So now the thing is that can we now add, in the meantime, can you go to the
Mhm.
view component and make a view component that is actually interactive? Because now the challenge
Okay,
is
yeah.
that if we open the DevTools here, right, there is no JavaScript.
Hmm.
Like that's actually the
Hmm.
cool thing about this. There is no view is not loaded in the browser, but of course, if you have some interactivity in the view component, we actually want it to work. Let's see.
Yeah.
It's
Let me
all
code that up for you.
yeah. Let's thing.
Okay, so let's just do classic. Does
Yes.
this, for some reason, my Emmet is broken.
I think it's the okay.
And even my Vim is broken. So I'm forced to do this.
I think because
So,
you're using my setups, my
uh,
setting.
uh, uh, you know what? I should just, since we're in view 3, I should just go with the the composition API and just make it quicker. Yeah, no, the pun again. If I do cons, counts, with 0, then I'm just going to put in the button in here,
That's cool.
click, yeah, come on.
Okay,
This,
yes.
I'm,
Yeah.
yeah,
So this is not going to work right now, but
okay,
the project is to make it work. So now we are trying to make it.
yeah. Okay,
Okay.
so this minimal, this is what we need. But
Yeah.
definitely just going to render a bigger button that does nothing for
Okay.
now
So the
since
button is
it's,
here, but I click right. And it doesn't.
yeah, you can click it.
But now is where we make this work, right? So the general
Okay.
idea is that now we have to figure out about the hydration API on Qwik. Sorry, in
You,
app mount. No, maybe create app. No, I think this is not. I think this is not
yeah,
SSR.
yeah, so where are you? So let me send you the SSR link
Yeah.
here. I think I've sent it before. Okay, yeah, that one. This is the one we
Yeah.
need
Yes.
for
So
SSR.
so we had the render string context. Let's see, hydrate. So somewhere here should be maybe hydrate.
Mhm.
No.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So that's client hydration.
Yeah, this is all. Where
Yeah.
is the application? I cannot find it yet. Maybe you can just
Yeah,
search.
let me send it to you. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll send it to you. Yeah,
Where?
that one, client hydration. Yeah, I'll send you the link in the
Where?
chat so you can click on it.
Chat. Okay. So
Yeah.
see if I
Yeah,
can
yeah,
figure out.
you,
I don't know how to.
which one can you access quickly?
I
Yeah,
think if
quick
you send
again.
through Discord, I think I will be able to find it easier. If you send
Okay,
it,
let me send it to Discord. I quit Discord. It's going to take a minute to come up. And a minute. Do I have? I mean, come on, load up.
And
Oh yeah,
you'll
Discord
stop.
is open. Yeah, I sent it to you.
Okay. Okay, create app, client hydration. So basically we need to do same app. Okay, that makes sense. They make sense. So we have to do that. And then we have to get the element. I guess we can pass element here directly. It doesn't have to be like a query. Okay. Okay,
Yeah,
maybe
like the mountain. Yeah, it's, I think mount could take an element, but right now we're giving it the identifier in the DOM. But we could create an element to mount like a, okay.
so we stop because we ran out of Zoom credits.
Yeah, yeah. So that's our timer. So that's first 40 minutes, round one. So round two,
We have, yeah,
it's
that's actually cool.
yeah.
Like we have to finish this now
In
for
40
real.
minutes.
Yeah, can you explain, Kelvin, what's the plan now?
Yeah, so the plan now is we have the app on the server being rendered a string. So the whole iteration thing is we need to get the same app and mount it after we've rendered on the server. So that way we could, pump the JavaScript juice and make the button clickable.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's do that. So it's basically create the app, and now instead of doing the render to a string of the app, what we need to do is the mount. That's the So in Quickify, remember, Kelvin, that we use this div to mount it here in this to render to a string inside here. So now the mount is going to be on this element because this is
Okay.
the host element, hosting view. So in
Yeah.
Qwik, what we can do is we will going to create here a signal, and we are going to call it host ref. We call it use signal, and the type is a HTML element, and it's empty. So this by default is going to be a value which is going to be HTML element or undefined, right? Because maybe it is nothing set. So we are going to pass it through here, and we have it here signal of HTML element or undefined. I think it's the type. Yeah, what is complaining here? Okay, and we call ref, and we passed the ref to the element. So in SSR, it's going to fill up, and this signal is going to point to that element.
Okay. Yeah.
What we need to do now is to have what we call use watch, because now the problem is that when do we hydrate? And the idea is that we hydrate when a signal changes. So there is a signal is going
Okay.
to be false, and when this signal changes to true, is going to be the moment where Qwik does the work
Yeah.
to hydrate it, right? In order to watch for signals, we use the use watch. So we use here, and inside here, we are going to have the code mount or hydrate view. So maybe you can do that in the meantime, the code here, because now you have the host of the element is going to be host ref view value. This is going to be the element. So I think at this point you can already try to make
Okay.
it.
Yeah. Where is that app currently? So probably I need to do the same thing we did before. Here.
Yes. I think it
Get
will
the
be
app.
not the SSR app, right? It will be just the create app, most likely. Oh no, it's the same. No, you're right. Yeah, it's the same create SSR app. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Kelvin? Oops, I think I lost it.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, sorry to be this one.
Yeah, I can help you with.
Okay.
So I need to get you that. So we get the QRL. I'm going to make it this
Okay,
async.
yeah, the QRL.
Okay.
Okay.
That's good. And now we do app mount. And in theory, this element should be there, but maybe it's undefined. So for the moment, we are going to put element. If element is defined, right, we are going to move this here. So that should be
Yeah.
implementation, right? So something to notice is that watch,
Yeah. So I have, okay.
Kelvin, I think I lost you.
Yeah, I can,
Okay,
can
no,
you hear me now?
yes, good.
Yeah. Okay.
So one thing is that the watch is going to also run in the server. And as you can imagine, we
Okay.
don't want to do this in the server because the watch runs
Mm-hmm.
the
Because
first time.
there's no DOM in the server. Yeah.
So for that, the same way we have is server, we have the is browser. So what we can
Oh,
do is to say, look, no, actually we can do the is server. Actually, I think it's a good idea because we can do if is server,
yeah.
then nothing, just return here, early exit. You just stop doing stuff.
Okay.
So more,
Yeah, that makes sense.
this watch is going to run once in SSR and is never going to run
Mm-hmm.
again. We have to say when this actually runs again. That's now what we need to do. We have to make this watch track a signal. And in order to do that, I'm going to copy what we have in view in React because it's a function that will give us that signal already. So we don't have to do much work. Let me just copy. I think it's in Qwik React. Just quickify. Wait, slot. Okay, it's this one. Look, I'm going to put it here at the bottom of the file. I'm going to import.
Okay.
So notice that this function,
Oh,
I'm going to
I
also,
get it.
so notice that this function, let me see what, I'm going to show what it does. So it creates a signal here, right? And the value is false. And then we
Mm-hmm.
have an activate function. Look at the activate function, what it does. It just changes the signal to true. See that? And
Yeah.
this activate in many different cases. For example, if the client visible,
Yeah.
when it's visible, it's going to activate. If you put client idle, which is like when the browser idle mode, like it finishes all
Yeah.
the stuff,
Yeah.
there's like different in mouse over, for example, then it will activate. So in this case, in all the cases, it's going to just change this. That's it. So now what we do is that we call it here, like we call it wake up, and we just pass the props. I think we have to pass the props. Oh no, wait. We have to define here the
Yeah.
props. And we just get track, and we do track wake up. Okay, the opposite, track wake up. That's it. So now Qwik, maybe this
Okay.
works. So let's see.
Okay. Maybe it's one.
Tracking up
Let's
is not.
see. Let's see that. A bunch of values.
There's some error here. Wait.
Tracking values can only be done. Use store.
Okay, let me. I think we can do this. Wait, let me just do one because value. Let's see now.
I should think.
Ah, wait. So it returns
Okay.
several things. Wait, it returns a view and client only. We don't care about that now.
Okay. Yes.
So just the signal. Okay.
Okay.
Let me just start the server. I'm going to clean. Okay. So hopefully it doesn't crash now. Okay, it doesn't crash. So now, if I try to click, it's never going to work again because we haven't put anything. But now, if in theory, again, in theory, if I go to
Okay.
the app and I do client visible,
Magic.
ah,
Okay.
works.
Yeah, yeah. That's amazing.
So we can put some logs here. So let's just do what is going on here. We put here, I'm going to put here console and say hydrating. And then I'm going to put water. All right. So hydrating. Okay. So what's going to happen is that if I don't put this,
It's just
nothing happens.
HTML.
Right.
Yeah.
And we see that here, this is the container, right? This is view, this is a container.
Mm,
It doesn't
yeah.
have any event, so it doesn't know when to do anything. So in Qwik, again, no JavaScript runs ever, right? That's one of the goals.
Yeah.
But the moment we put the client visible, what is happening is that this use wake up signal function that we created is going to be like,
Mhm.
oh, if you have a prop which is client visible, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the event Q visible. And Q visible is an event that internally will work when going up. But we are going to use
Okay.
a
Yeah.
client over. And over uses mouse over, which may be easier to understand what it is, right? So if we use client over, let's see what happens. Refresh. And look at this. Now the container
Oh.
has a on mouse over, which is going to, look at this, is going to call the use wake up signal activate. And the activate is going
Mm,
to what? Change the signal from false to true. And by changing the false to true, there is a watch that is going to run. And that watch is the one that is going to do all the
mhm,
hydration of you. So if as I go
mhm.
over, it's going to show up the log hydrating. So let's try that out. Hydrating, see?
Yeah.
And now I can click. And the rendering now is done by view.
Nice.
That's simple.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. So definitely Qwik is doing a lot of the work because there's just this bit that threw me off at first. Where is it? The Qwik QRL. First of
Yes,
all, what is QRL?
that's a very, very good question. So in order to lazy load stuff, you need to put things in a different file,
Mm-hmm.
ideally, right? You need to abstract away that. So the problem is that in your code, you have to write dynamic imports everywhere. That means that every
Mm-hmm.
time you need to rebundle your app, you need to change all the dynamic imports. So
Yeah.
QRL is a way to abstract that completely and saying, I want to load a function in a specific file. That's what it is. So for
Oh.
example, see that what is happening here. I'm going to copy the whole thing that shows here. I'm going to post
Mm-hmm.
it in here. I'm going to explore what it is. So the first thing that we have, this is a QRL. And the QRL is made
Okay.
an actual path. So the first thing is a path. Then there is a fragment. It's a fragment. And then is a export name. So actually, this QRL over here is downloading. If we see the network tab, let's see, where is the network? Here. It's downloading this file. No, it's downloading this file, and it's actually executing this function, which is the function that is specified here, right? So in order to do all of that, you will have to imagine all the complications to do this. You will have to write a lot of code to dynamic import. You will have a lot of tooling to where to put the files, how to get it. In Qwik, the only thing you have to do is put a dollar. And after the dollar, it will do it automatically. So if we see, I'm going to go Qwik playground. And I'm going to put here, let me see, on click, dollar. and then I'm going to put here console log stuff. Right? So if, oh no, alert, so we can see something. So if I now click, this is going to show up the alert, right? If we see the
Mm-hmm.
HTML, what it's doing is the on click needs to get this file and execute this function, the name of this function. And that's actually what you get here. There is one file, right? It's this one, right? There is this file with this function that will do the alert. See that?
Yeah.
But you don't have to do any of
Cool.
that. So by just putting a dollar, you will get what we call a QRL. And QRL is like something that describes an async resource, basically. So maybe it's a bad name. We are still thinking that maybe we need a better name for it. But
Yeah.
the idea is that you will write what you get in Quickify, right? It's not the view component. We get a QRL that points to the view.
Oh,
That's exactly what it's doing.
okay.
So in order to actually get it, we need to do the resolve. And by resolving, it actually gives me the thing. And that's it.
Okay.
I don't have to
Yeah.
worry about anything. So in this setup, Qwik is going to put everything in a different file, but you could also put everything in the same file and you will still work
Mm-hmm.
URLs.
Yeah.
That's the amazing thing about this. Like curl abstracts away if it's in the same file, it's in a different file, if it's in a different network, if it's already cached, if it's not already cached, you always work with the QRL and it works. That it doesn't, it extracts away everything else.
Yeah.
So this is very good. I think we could already ship.
Mm. Yeah. Clean up.
Then the next thing, which I don't think we will have time, it will be how we can do slot projection. So I don't know how
Yeah.
slots work in Vue. Can you maybe, which
Yeah,
link?
sure thing.
You can go to a link.
Yeah, sure. I'm sending one to you from Discord. So it's the guide, and here it is.
Let's see.
That's a slots.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's it.
So it looks like web component slots. So it's mixed same behavior. So I think you should be familiar with it a bit.
So I guess the next goal will be how we can have here a slot, right?
Yeah.
And now, if I use this component, I could actually put quick stuff here. And I think it's very important this. We need to be able to re-render these children without having to wake up Vue. And that's also a super
Hmm.
powerful thing because Qwik could re-render these things without ever having to hydrate or download Vue, right?
Okay.
This is very framework dependent, right? Like in Vue, you have prop children, and we find a way to hack around it and make it work. I think in web components it's very easy because web components have already the native slot.
Mm-hmm.
Will project the content, and it will be like the easiest one to implement. In Vue, it's like a bit. I would say that now it's a bit of research because there is not probably any docs for this.
Yeah. Let me see. Probably Vue does have some good docs, so I could so slots children. So what we need is a way to programmatically get the children of the component.
You can't because Vue can never ever depend on what render quicks because otherwise when quicks re-render Vue needs to do work. So basically the idea is that imagine that Vue can render a div and that's it, and then we can update the content of that div without Vue ever like bothering about. That's the goal, because
Okay.
we need to be able to view cannot, it's like a declarative slot. View cannot know that we are adding or removing things, because that will imply that we need to rerun view, or we need to execute view when we change the content. So I think that the interesting thing will be to look at how
Slow.
Astro maybe does it, because Astro supports this projection. And let me see. Let's try something. So we add a slot. Let's see what happens. We create a slot. Yeah, there is. Look at this. There is like a comment here. See that? So I think we can
Okay,
take
it's not
advantage.
rendering.
I think we could take advantage of this
Yeah.
to make it work. But yeah, it will be more. It will be a bit weird. But I think it's enough. I think we did already a
Yeah.
good job.
Yeah.
That's cool. So hopefully I'm going to just give all this code to you. Probably you can make a PR. So one contribution, yeah, I can have the contribution assigned to you. That will be cool.
Yeah. No problem. It'll be fun. So the to do is slots to try to get slots to work without hydrating view.
I don't see anything in. When I try to look at what Astra does, I don't see they are doing anything special for slots, which surprises me. Astra. They have packages, integrations, view, static server. Oh, look at this. They do some stuff here.
Oh, yes.
What they static
Slotted. Where
HTML.
the
Oh,
okay, so I think it's a third argument. So the where is the render static markup? Hmm,
what is this? Okay,
okay.
let's check it out. Static
Yeah,
HTML. See what it does. Define component. So they create a asterisk slot and they put inside
the components.
the HTML, right?
Yeah,
It probably is HTML from Astro. So they do the
yeah.
same. Put HTML inside. They put HTML inside HTML and kind of make it work, right? It's kind of. I
Hmm.
think
Yeah, I think we
let's copy that one. So I don't think we can do totally that way. Define component from view. Okay. H from view. So we can call it Qwik slot. Think. Yeah, okay. So in Qwik it's more complicated to make this work
mm,
because Astro is static.
yeah.
Astro doesn't never needs to re-render it. So they can just put inner HTML and forget about it. But in Qwik, we need to actually make a slot that can re-render because Qwik is a full framework. It's not like you render a static HTML and that's it. Like Vue can re-render, can change things. So it's
Yeah.
not that easy as just putting inner HTML. And if we see at what the Qwik React does, it's a bit hacky. It's super hacky. But basically, we render a element called QSlot with this string, with this HTML, like a comment, HTML comment. And then don't put your hands in your head because this is going to be like so awful. So basically we render the string and then we try to find where the slot is in the string.
Okay.
And then we split it. So we have before the slot and after the slot. That makes sense?
Yeah.
And then we put the before slot. So I can embed instead of part one, I can call it before slot and after slot HTML. Before slot HTML. And notice we put the before HTML, we render the Qwik slot. So now actually we put a Qwik slot there. And then we put the after HTML, which is a bit a string concat. It's a bit ugly,
Yeah.
but we could try to make this one work. Inner HTML, we put that content. So we put slot. What they do here, view it. They do a crazy trick. Server. Yeah. They do these slots. So maybe we can update. So we do right now we do this, but they do something a bit more complicated. They do the grid app with a render, and then they have the component props. So maybe we can do that. Component is the view component. App. Slotted. What is a slotted? I think we cannot support keys, by the way. So I'm going to put the default. We are only going to do a default key. So default, and then we render the HTML, the static HTML view component that we created here that will render this. Think no props, so I can just pass this empty. Okay. Okay, like this. And I think here's the ugly thing. So we need to do find slot result. We need to find this comment, right? So if slot comment the position, so this will return a number, so it will be 0. So comment found before slot will be result HTML. Let's do a slice from 0 until finding it. I'm going to call it start to start, and then the after slot is the HTML slice from, not from this, right? It needs to be from this plus mark. Oops, 10 minutes. Plus the length of the mark until
Yeah.
the end, right? So until the end is just not put anything. So in theory now we have the 2 pieces of the HTML and we have a gap, right? So in theory now we are going to use some quick SSR's APIs. It will be a bit too much to explain what is happening here, but if we
Yeah.
see,
Go ahead.
Yeah, so it will be a fragment, and now we do SSR raw data before slot. So this will be HTML from view.
Yeah.
Now we put the Qwik slot, which is imported from Qwik. And then we put the after slot, basically.
Yeah, well, HTML should take the place of results, right?
Huh?
We have
Yes.
results at returning results instead of HTML.
Yeah, it needs to be HTML and also the div, right? We are forgetting about the div, but we still need the div here.
Okay.
So yeah,
Okay.
div. So this one, oops, yeah, this is fine. The error is fine. Yeah. So notice here we use dangerous set inner HTML, but these two things, like this, is equivalent of doing this, like putting inside SSR raw
Okay.
data, and
Okay. Cool.
here's the HTML, right? That will be equivalent. So now
Yeah.
I'm not default prefer function slot for better performance. I don't know what is doing that, but we need to figure that out.
Yeah, it's just a warning. We could figure it out.
So now we should have the quick stuff inside. I don't think it's going to happen, but let's see. Where is the app? No. Interesting. Okay,
Yeah. It's
there is something there, but
yeah, it's on the DOM, but it's not just random
yeah, but it's
for
not in the
some
same.
reason.
It's not in the same place.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
it's
it's not
because
inside. I think we missed.
finding. I think it's not finding the. I think it's not. It's never getting here. So if I put a console log index, I think it's going to be -1. Or wait, what is it? I cannot even see it. Interesting.
Yeah, we have the warning from Qwik that we have multiple routes for the JXS. Is that something valid to our issue right
No,
now?
I think this is for most of the apps is a problem, but here is fine. I don't think that. But what I'm surprised that this console log is never being like printed here. I don't see it.
So yes, so
Why?
we're not getting to that line.
But it's weird. We are
Let me read this.
definitely we are securing stuff.
Did you just call get React props? Is it, are you
Oh
sure
fuck!
get React props
Fuck!
works for Vue?
Yeah, we are not in the same file. Fuck damn it. Yes, you.
Oh, yeah, we did all that in another file.
No, we did a lot of stuff in this file, but that one was not. So
Okay.
it's good. It's good. We did a lot of work here, but not. Let's see. So now, yeah, -1. So for some reason, something we need to figure out is that this component should be rendering. Oh, maybe. Oh, okay. Maybe because of that. Let's see. Okay, I think now it could be working. Oh, look,
Yeah.
it's there.
What
Okay,
happened?
no, I think it was because we were doing this, right? So we have some logic here.
Mhm,
And I think this was
mhm.
always undefined and it was always returning
Oh yeah, no.
empty.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
as long as we just remove this, we render always this slot and then it
Yeah.
works. So the very, very interesting thing about this, I will show you, is that, for example, remember that when I pass through, so if you check the docs, if I pass through this, okay, I don't know, I broke something, that's why it's not working. Quickify, okay, I think at this point, yeah, I think now what it doesn't work is the, oh, wait, I think because we removed the, oh, okay, so client,
Oh yeah, we don't have our signals.
yeah, so if I put it back, oops. So notice that now when I pass through, it removes it. See that? That when I pass through it,
Yeah, it removes them.
because
Yeah.
you, this is another problem with existing frameworks, that when frameworks do hydration, they they run the same application, like Vue is running the same application again, and it's comparing if the DOM is the same as what they expect. And what Vue finds is that in this child, this would be, the HTML should be just a slot. But instead, it
Mm-hmm.
finds all the Qwik things, but we
Yeah.
project, and Qwik removes it. So that's what we get here, like hydration completed, but contain a mismatch, right? Like hydration children mismatch in button. Server render component components more children nodes that client be done, and they remove it. So now another of the plan is make sure that this static HTML is able to not touch it, not change it. And I think that's what they have here. I think they put some of this logic, I think for that reason. I feel like that's what they put value. I don't know what is value, but I think we need to
Yeah, that's and
figure it out.
what's the slotted?
I think it's something for from Astro. Okay, maybe we can do. Okay, how can we prevent Vue from modify hydrate stuff? So Vue prevent hydrate. Let's see how to prevent Vue hydrate preserve. We need to prevent the component for mounting in SSR. Ideally, we. I don't know how we can.
Hmm.
Yeah, we need to
Eh,
say don't walk inside this element. Like when you find the static HTML, don't go and try to change it. That's the what we need to achieve.
Free.
Yes, we just lost again. We need to get the pay.
So, yeah. So we currently have hydration mismatch, which is a it's a web problem in hydration. If so, basically the what is in the server is not matching what we expect on the client, so it is chopping it away, thinking it's smart enough that it knows what we want.
Exactly.
However, yeah, we need to tell Vue not to touch that slot string because we need it to add the slots in there.
Exactly. I wonder if in setup there is a way to say don't set up. Like when we run it in SSR, we set up and we render this empty comment, but in client mode we are like static HTML, don't even bother. don't do anything. Yeah.
Mm.
Value.
Let me check that out.
See. Hey, it's working. It's working.
Did it?
Look.
It's what happened?
Okay, so look. Okay, okay. I didn't tell you because I didn't know if it was going to work. So I was just testing something up.
Oh,
But
okay.
okay, I don't even know why it's working, but it works. So apparently
Oh
before we
no.
forgot to put the slots. We just forgot
Mm-hmm.
that. And now I put it, and even though it's
Okay,
different,
yeah.
and even
Yeah.
though, yeah, before it looked
Uh-huh.
like this. Look, before it was looking, so in necessary it looked like this. In hydration, it looked like that. So I just put it back the slot, and I haven't done anything, right? So it apparently works. So yeah, that's good. Okay, okay, that's it then. So the very cool thing. So notice again, like I want to show something. So
Whoa.
the moment I have
I
over,
was Yeah, I was already reading on hydration mismatch to see how to fix it.
so
Yeah.
so look at this. So now when I put there, it does the hydrating, right? When I do over, expected. But what this is projection, the very nice thing about it is that imagine I get here another button, like a quick button, right? And I call
Mhm.
it increment. An increment, I'm going to do on click. I'm going to do counter value plus plus, right? And counter, I define here and I call it a signal with value 0. And inside, I do counter value, right? So now
Mhm.
the cool thing is that when I click increment, I can update stuff inside view, but notice that
Mm.
in the comments, right, there is never
Yeah.
hydrate. We never have to hydrate
You-
view.
Quick magic, huh?
Quick
Quick
magic.
magic.
Quick
Oh
magic.
my. Quick
So,
magic. That's brilliant. We are done. We have it, right?
yeah, I think we
That's
have
a
some details to polish, but do you want now to,
Mhm.
as a last,
Definitely.
as a last test, do you want to import some like view library, like a system view library that does something,
Mm.
and try to use it? That will be cool
Okay.
because we can experiment like if I let you choose.
Yeah. So how about okay, so you want some a library that does something or just any library at all?
Something cool. I don't know, something in Vue to show that is
Okay.
loading whatever is popular in Vue. I don't know, like some.
Okay.
Up to you. I don't care.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Let me see. It's been a while I used any library for that matter, but I could whip up something.
Maybe some component library.
Okay. VP, you sure? Do you want to use Chakra UI?
Yeah, but Chakra UI is a React one
Yeah,
or
I
not?
think Chakra UI should be good.
It's not
Chakra
a
UI
React.
view. No, there is a viewport for it. So view.chakraui.com, you should get the
Ah,
docs.
okay, yes. And which component
Yeah,
can we
the,
grid? No.
um, I don't know. Is it views? Okay, yeah. Okay. Yeah, so we need two things though. We need the Shaka UI view and emotion slash CSS. Let's just install it for good measure.
Okay.
We're using NPM, right? So we're going to grab NPM.
Where?
Yeah. So do you want to do the installation?
Do it.
So
Do
I
it.
don't.
No, I think you
Okay.
can. So you have, if you have access to the terminal, right? Yes.
Yeah. So quick view. So I have those coming in. Then the usage is going to be,
I'm going to follow you.
yeah, I'm thinking how complex this is because it needs an entry point with a provider and stuff. This might not be
Ah.
trivial to implement with our setup. So we might want to go with something
But if you go,
else.
wait, if you go to Qwik, Qwik, Quick view, the component we
Uh-huh.
we created, can you
Yeah.
import it and use it or not? That's not how it works.
Yeah, that's not how it works. It needs because it has what we call plugins. So you need to do view use. So it needs an entry point. So that's my point because it's
Mm.
expecting a view app setup. So I don't think this is a good example. Now I have to think of a standalone component fish.
You're
View components. Wait, how about view use? I think view use has a lot of stuff in there. Yeah, I think we could do the view use one. So
so I,
view use, okay.
but wait a second. In, for example, in this code over here, let's see in my
Mhm.
share screen, like it does chakra UI view and imports a component, right? I cannot import
Yeah,
it with this and use it inside, let's see, inside quick view, like here. It's not possible to import it here. So do something like this, be here, and use it. It's not possible that.
yeah.
And just
I don't know. It should be, but I know because if you check if you're in the Shaka UI docs, there is a line where you have to register Shaka. So
I
I'm not
see.
sure it might work.
Okay. Yeah, it's doing
Yeah,
something.
because yeah, it's doing something. So yeah, it's doing something. Definitely doing something. And so we could
Entry point. Oh, look, maybe this is related, Kelvin. See that in the queue, in the queue Astro view,
React works.
in the
Yeah,
Astro docs, they have app entry point in the integration with Vue,
yeah,
and here
exactly.
I think here is where they can integrate the stuff, right? Like use.
Exactly. Yeah.
I
So
think we'll
we need
need.
that entry point. Yeah, we need the entry point. Yeah. So that's it's actually good we touched on this because we get definitely need to add this to call it almost done because most packages work like this because they have to do stuff in view, maybe
Global,
mutate
like global.
stuff. Yeah, exactly. So do stuff. So that's we need to do this and we use Tracker UI as the test to see if that works. Yeah, so yeah,
I,
so that should be our to do.
I think that will be, yeah, I think that will be a bit more complicated because it might involve some tooling. I think it might involve like passing some options. I'm going to check here. If I go to, so let me see. So we have, me see what they do. It's interesting because Astro has already, so even though the implementation details probably are different, the
Mm-hmm.
general idea of partial hydration, right? It's something that they have done a good job. Like they already have done research of how to do this. So let's
Mm-hmm.
check that one first. Packages, integrations, view, and the plugin. They have the plugin here. So they do entry point. Wait. Yeah, they create a virtual module and they export the default in that. So they create this virtual module. They basically they fill it up with export, a re-export of the app entry point, like the one you specify. So I can imagine that in their yeah, and otherwise they set up this like empty setup, right?
Yeah.
So then I think from their main app in server, yeah, look, they get the setup here. See that? They get the setup and they call it
Oh,
with here. So we will need to do that. We will need
nice.
to that's some sort of like tooling thing. We will need to go to Qwikify and then do like a quick or like virtual quick view app and then call this setup here and also here. But then we will have to make a quick plugin. Like we will have to make a Provide plugin to support this sort of. Yeah, that will take a bit
It
longer.
took a while.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah,
I
but it's good
do
work.
it.
I think,
Yeah,
yeah. So any view component that does not do anything to view.use is already usable in here. And that makes a whole lot of sense, which is my use case would want to have all my interactivity be in view. So definitely I'm not using the plugin API at that point. So I could write my components in view and quickify them with Qwik, and I use them.
yeah.
But we definitely need to do this so that folks can get their Shaka UI, their MUI, or other stuff in here.
Seems solvable though. I think just
Yeah,
possible. It will be cool though to try. Did you find any library that doesn't require use or not really? Or any
it's now I am even feeling a little bit old in view because I don't keep abreast with all the packages.
Yeah, okay.
So now I'm trying to think which one does not touch the plugin API. Yeah, so let's probably component storybook. What does storybook do?
Anyways, I think it was. I learned a lot about Vue actually.
Yeah,
This session I didn't know.
yeah.
I used it a bit before, but I didn't know all this. I actually have to say that it's been easier to integrate than when I tried to do it with React. So React gave me more problems,
Oh,
especially
really?
tooling problems because they still have everything in common JS. It's like it fails everywhere. Like
Oh,
and like it's so big and it brings so much stuff that you never know what's going on. I think Vue was very like actually it worked like
yeah,
out of the box really. And I think the Byte integration is very good. I think the Vue plus Byte obviously it's top notch. That was very nice.
yeah, yeah. And one cool thing is when Ivan was building Vue, he had no idea someday people like Astro and Qwik want to put Vue somewhere else except a Vue app. But having architected the components so that they can easily do that is just amazing. Even with inertia, you could do the SSR with the same API as the Create SR app, and it just works. It's
Yeah.
mind blowing.
Yes, it is. No,
Yeah.
it's APIs that just work. It's yeah, there is
Yeah.
definitely a lot easy to do that. Definitely not easy.
Yeah. Yeah. So we would make it to do. Do you want us to do this again, or we could just work on it async?
I think we can wrap up for the day. I think what was most interesting for the people was to see how partial hydration works in a bit more detail,
Mhm.
how specifically in Qwik. I think they look at this video, they will understand it better. And I think that at this point it's just like implementation, like very details and like debugging. And I think probably we did 80% of the work, but now it's the
Mhm.
20 that will take most of the time to fix all the little
Yep.
things. Um,
Yeah, to make it production ready.
yes, yes. I think I will send you like everything we were working on, and I think we can prepare a pull request, and I think we
Mhm.
can work async from there.
Okay, perfect. That makes sense.
Man,
All
thank you
right.
very much for your time today.
Yeah, thank you. It was fun, exciting.
Yes. Ciao, ciao.
Yeah.
See you soon.
Yeah, bye.
See
Yeah,
you in
sure.
GitHub.
Yeah. Get up.
Going to stop.